What is up, everybody? How's it going? It's Thursday night, 7 degrees where I live, 40 if you're over in Alaska, and then 20, I guess, in Ohio.
30.
30. Kentucky, Ohio, somewhere on there. What's up to Jay, Evil Black Cat, Brian Stam, and Maranya? Read the Ultimate Wolverine today. I found the twist of Logan being the Winter Soldier kind of cool. I think you said you didn't like it. You're talking to Jay. Well, actually, I'm the one that said I didn't like it because, as I said, it's not the real Wolverine. It's a clone, and I'm just sick of clones. We're gonna have the Wolverine clone saga. Can you imagine that?
And
Yeah.
and then to top it off, it's going to be Ben Reilly, their version of Ben Reilly that's a clone.
My thing is like, the last time we had anything in Ultimate Universe, it wasn't even Wolverine. Well, he wasn't there for a while, and then they introduced a son of Wolverine.
Was it that James dude?
Yeah, which actually did team up a little bit with the younger Ultimates for a while, but I thought that was actually more entertaining. Honestly, if I wish Marvel with the whole Hickman universe, I kind of wish they went back to the style of the other Ultimates. Not the dark edgy like that, though. But I mean, like, some of the ideas, I didn't mind the Miles Morales being in his own separate universe without a Peter Parker. You know? But, yeah. Aaron Sparrow, we follow. I and Eric follow on Twitter. Was talking about. So I asked him, "What would you do if you were hired at Marvel?" And he was pretty much just talking about how he would just fire everybody from editing down, you know. And yeah, and I said, "Bring back the Ultimate Universe and throw Miles in there, but like do it so it's like not a edgelord Ultimate Universe, but just like." Have actual good writers on there and keep it going. And you can have your own. If you want to try something else, put it in the Ultimate Universe. You know, don't put it into the main universe. If you want to have Kurt be a furry, it's Elseworld. It's not main continuity. You know, and we hire on merit, not on DEI. So, but and all the other thing I said would probably trigger a lot of people is that if you did this today, Carol Danvers is no longer Captain Marvel. She's back to being Miss Marvel, and she's back in the 2005 suit. And Frank Cho is drawing her. That's how you get salesmen. You know,
Spider-Woman butt.
Geekeasy Logan is technically the James dude.
No, but I thought the guy with the tattoos and the weird haircut was also a James. But I shows you how little I know about that stuff.
Tattoos and weird haircut.
He's another.
It's Dakin.
Yeah, Dakin is his son. With his, it's the two claws that pop out. Where
and more importantly, he fits in perfectly at modern Marvel.
He does.
He likes dudes.
Yeah, well, he never used to.
Oh yeah, no, he's been gay AF since day one. He would just use women, but he likes men.
But what was his? I thought his name was also James too, but I guess
no.
Okay.
No, the only son he had that was named James was an Ultimate Universe. James Howlett Jr. You know, which is really weird saying James Howlett because no one really calls Wolverine. Hey, if you go to Wolverine, it's Logan because that's what we've been adapted. We've been conditioned to that. You bring up his real name is James Howlett. It's like. That's like I don't even know Logan's real identity. That should have been kept in the past. And like,
I think giving Wolverine an origin was probably
a mistake.
The biggest mistake Marvel's ever. Well, among them,
yeah.
It's like you never want to see the little red-haired girl. Yeah, that's a mystery. You never want to hear Charlie Brown's teacher actually talk. You don't need to see Wolverine's origin was always just because then it could be anything. You can leave it to your imagination, anything you want it to be,
right?
And yeah, so that's. But Marvel saw the opportunity for a cash grab and they took it.
Well, if I remember correctly, he was the original intent for Wolverine was just that he was supposed to be a mutated Wolverine. if I remember correctly.
Oh my gosh! Somebody on Twitter posted like, "How about we do another Blade movie, but having The Rock be Blade?"
No,
and also, I also got an
Black
update.
Cat will have to. We can agree or disagree on that. But I was talking about the 5-issue Origin and then the follow-up Origin 2.
I was just talking about giving. It's like giving Wolverine an origin, telling him what his real name and when all his daddy was is like revealing the Joker who he really is.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to know it.
I don't need to know who that is either.
And the mystery is better because you can like I said, the whole mystery about the Joker is more intriguing. And then once you know it, oh, he was this guy who worked at 7-Eleven, got jilted because some fat rhino came in and basically bitched at him, so he snapped and killed her. Like, I don't need to know that. He becomes like every other person that works at 7-Eleven, gets fed up and quits. You know, I don't need
The
that.
closest thing that they should have done, kept with it, was that one where the Killing Joke, where he was sort of a was that the one where he was a failed comedian or something like that? Was that?
That was a Killing Joke. That was an Elseworlds.
And that's the closest they should have kept it. You know.
Great. And Jay, I disagree. We were not owed an origin. He was designed not to have an origin. That was the whole point of the Joker.
He's talking about Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Why do you feel entitled to an origin? What do you mean? What makes you feel that you're owed an origin of who he is?
With Wolverine, but he was originally designed to be a one-off anyway. It just he has exploded in popularity, and
what they should have said. He originally jumped from DC. He was Timberwolf.
I think it was a neat idea to have mystery surrounding this character because he could.
It's all your fault, Brian.
Continue. But I said I didn't read, or I purposely didn't read Origin. I never have.
Zach
but
says
then again, I'm not nearly the Wolverine fan that a lot of younger folks are.
Just got an update. Zach says not gonna be there tonight. Still at my parents tonight because there's still some ice on the roads. I know, right?
Wow, I'd hate to see them try and drive up here.
So then he's like, he tries to save face, like his man card. It's my mom's birthday tonight too.
Did you see the tweets I sent out of the people in Florida salting the roads, and they had two guys in the back, of the truck just pouring out like Morton salt. I mean,
I don't know if that was you, but I did see that. Yeah.
I mean, my brother. Poor folks are going through down there in Louisiana.
So my brother, he's in Florida. He's for the Air Guard. They were doing training over in Georgia. He got stuck in Georgia because the flights were down. So he's stuck. He's like. I said, "How does it feel to leave where we are to get away from snow, and you're stuck in snow now?"
Yeah. Oh, let me say, Jay, that I had no problem with that. Giving nuggets over the years.
Yeah.
And then, but I said I don't think they should have ever completed the puzzle. Because it was a unique idea.
And it makes the character more interesting.
Do you know what the most unique idea though was the three Joker story for Joker, connecting of them. How there's three different versions of Jokers over the years. You have the criminally insane one. There's the evil one, and then I said I thought that was interesting.
And that was originally meant to be canon, but then they took it out of canon.
Yeah, I don't.
Right, because I think DC's they're pissed at Jeff Johns.
Well, yeah, the only reason they wanted it to be canon is if the origin revealed that the Joker used to be a woman.
No, they should have put that in as canon, so the fans can at least have the satisfaction of killing one of them. Because that character. I said anyway. We've argued this for years.
Well, I'll just say it made Jason to a killer because Jason killed one of the Jokers, thinking it was a real one. Turns out there was two more. So it's like, well, then Batman had to basically have to beat up him and be like, "Yeah, Batman."
I forgot he killed one of them in that story,
yeah.
didn't he?
Yeah, I did.
Guess what? As memorable as I thought.
Yeah. Well, Anyway,
we're here for what? For what?
For what? We're here for not snow talk. No more snow talk. Enjoy your snow down in Florida, both kinds. We are
one thing have you seen the Trump Vice video yet?
Yeah. I was gonna I think you sent it to me.
Did I? I can't remember if I.
But I was gonna. I had copied off Instagram. I saw it there first. I was gonna post it in my sports ball, but they were like, "Hey, you see this? Either you or Rob." And I was just like,
it was me. A little cooler than the Dukes of Hazzard that they did.
Oh, the Dukes of Hazzard one was dumb.
Was that the one with JD and
the Miami Vice was so better.
Well, because the music's awesome. That theme is awesome.
Yeah, honestly, Don Johnson talked about a year ago or so about reviving it, and I was just like, man, would he take the James whatever his name is,
Edward
James almost.
Would he?
He's still alive.
I don't, because I didn't watch the end, so I don't know, because I don't know how it ended, so I don't know if any characters died, but I know that the actors are still alive.
Whatever happened to Philip Michael Thomas? That's what I want to know.
He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was a few years older than Don Johnson.
He's still around. He's on Instagram. You know, and like I've interacted with him before. Nice person.
But I betcha he looks younger than the other two.
Oh my gosh,
Don Johnson looks pretty good for 76 or whatever he is.
I keep forgetting he's 76. I keep thinking, like, man, he's over 60 because he looks ancient. No, but yeah, it makes more sense that he's his mid 70s, mid late 70s. But he had said he said, let's say there's not another show like it. There never will be.
Inspired a whole fashion trend.
Michael Mann took his work that he did on Thief with James Caan and brought it to Miami Vice, and then just killed it. You know, and the only thing that sucks is, like I said, like they tried to do a Jamie Foxx film with Colin Farrell with that, and it was just like.
But Mann was in charge of that.
I know no. So here's the thing. Let me explain why it sucked, because he decided to go opposite what he did in Miami Vice. He didn't want it to be a cookie cutter version of that, so he decided to do differently. It bombed because he went away from the original vision. So, but like I said, I would love to see it come back. Honestly, because like that was such an awesome show. I mean, you had a celebrity every week. You had a new celebrity on there. You had the Chicken Man on there, Gus Fringe on there 3 different times.
Gene Simmons was on there. Al Bundy was on there.
Yeah.
Phil Collins.
Yeah, Rat King.
Yeah,
I love all the episodes. Rob and I are going to review it soon. We're just waiting to see if Pixel wants to join us, but no.
I've got to start rewatching that stuff, man.
It was on Tubi. I watched a lot. I watched like 3 seasons on Tubi, and then like Tubi's like, you know what? We were gonna get rid of it. But so that's why I went on Walmart. I bought the 12 disc DVD one. But anyway, though. Oh no, Marani's talking about Don Cheadle's again. It's time to leave. All right. What's books this week? All right. Number 9 for this week is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Naruto. More setup. Not really much action in this one. The action was basically like did the whole trope. 2 people, groups of people fight each other, realize that they're on the same side. Now they're going into. I'm guessing Naruto is in the present day. I'm not sure, or vice versa. But there's some. They weren't really explained at all. All I know is that their worlds are combined, and that the origin of Master Splinter in this, based on how he was a rat, pet rat of this guy, and he taught the Shredder. His master taught the Shredder everything he knows. Then the Shredder basically killed his master, spilled some mutagen over him and these turtles, which basically they mutated and they raised up, and he taught them the ways of his master. So, and how many times can I say master until Breen gets mad and just snaps? But exactly, art season. It's only I don't care for. Stupid. Race swapping April O'Neil for no reason. No reason whatsoever. Other than that, like I said, it's basically just a lot of exposition, a lot of flashback stories, and then at the end, the Shredder shows up at the end, but he's not called Shredder though. In this, doesn't have his helmet, so it's interesting. Let's go as far as what they're going to do with this. But overall, though, it's been okay. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Naruto or Naruto. If it pisses you off, I'll say that more. Or Naruto. But yeah, it's okay. It's not a bad book. You probably get more enjoyment if you actually like both franchises. I only like the Ninja Turtles, and I don't like them dressing up like Naruto with his gear and stuff like this. It's they don't need it. Alrighty then. Number 8 this week. Cullen Bunn's Hexiles. We get to learn more about what the kid's father. These are all basically illegitimate bastard, basically bastard children of this one guy who apparently was working for a bunch of demons. And then the demons, the original deal between this guy and this demons wanted him to become a demon, and he didn't want to. Instead, he said, "I'll bargain. He said, I'm more used with you guys being a human in this realm. I'll give you the souls of my offspring to become new demons if you do it." So that's kind of what we're explaining how that became. So like I said, a lot of grotesque art in here too. It shows how just wicked this guy was. Their father was. He was called in to do an exorcism of this girl. Instead, he just exorcises the demon, allows the demon to be free. He's basically like that scene if you see on Constantine where he exorcises the demon on the girl. Instead, he sacrifices the girl so the demon can live on in our realm. Kind of messed up. But the kids basically they like talking to this demon that's who's basically like who serves this other girl. It's one of her. It's like her familiar, whatever. They decide they're gonna go to Germany where this castle is and storm the castle and try to fight for their souls. Because all of them are basically endued with their own special abilities, demonic abilities.
I thought they were just going to hell. I mean, storming the castle is an expression.
Yeah. So.
And I love the spot where he goes, he offers the souls of his children. He goes, I didn't know you had children. I don't yet.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like I said, it's actually interesting. A little story here, He's got the faces of each kid on the dineros, or what are you called? Coins. If you're squeamish, don't like gore, you kind of don't, and then probably isn't the book for you. But I never would have thought that I'd be like in 2024, 25 saying, you know what, you should go check out these Cullen Bunn books. Because wasn't Cullen Bunn the guy who was writing on Wolverine early 2000s? I thought he had a run on them. Or might I think it was it Karen Gillan? But all right, number 7 for this week, The Terminator. I believe this is cover C. Yeah, cover C. Its series is actually picking up. This time in 1961, the Baltic Sea, 400 meters below sea level. This whole story takes place on a Russian submarine. And if you're wondering what the overall story is, basically the overall story is that Skynet set Terminators back in time to go back and kill the army that John Connor would basically would lead. Instead of killing John Connor, he's going killing the rest of the civilians, the humans that survive Judgment Day. And yeah, so basically you'd get with basically German all we know is that these not the German but the Russian subunit is basically transporting some material whatever during the Cold War, and then as there's a mutiny going on, we learn that one of the guys is actually a Terminator and basically tells them to stay on course no matter what, and yeah, just kicks them, blows a hole in the submarine, and pretty much everyone drowns. Basically, there was a data drive what they had come across which is basically a Skynet circuitry device, and the Russians basically learning what its value and basically with a resistance member. I guess it's a Terminator from the future that was basically sent back like Arnold was, but not to kill them, but to one was to secure it, and then this is the good one. We were learning more about him. He was sent back in 1961 to basically to get this drive and secure it no matter what. And yeah, in order to prevent the bad one from getting it, they basically flood they just drown the ship and they leave the secret there at the bottom secured. That way they can pick it up later in the future. Yeah, it's a little complicated, but I'm not doing it justice. But if you like Terminator stuff, this has actually been a fun book. And then number 6 for me this week is Catwoman, number 72. Continuing with Selina Kyle, who is not in Gotham City, has nothing to do with Batman right now. And it's not because she hates Batman or blah, blah, right? Basically, Torrin Grunbeck is writing a story where Selina Kyle had been back in a while when she left, before she, some time period in the past, whatever, when she wasn't in Gotham City as Catwoman, she had to create another false identity. She was and teamed up with his family, and because the father apparently had some secret information on her, and she was trying to protect her secret identity. She wants to get into this vault. This guy, the father died. Now the bastard children are taken over, and they put a hit on her, but they don't know that she's actually Selina Kyle. All they know is that she's this woman named Evie that used to be one of them, and she betrayed them, and now basically are trying to kill her. And so basically ends up going to this party that these basically idiot sons have every year. It's like basically an orgy where they basically they become Bill Cosby. And so she poses one of the hot girls to get in there. They get to the safe, ends up killing one of the brothers, and is able to grab a key to something, probably the key to another vault, I'm guessing. But like I said, it's certain thing. It's not the typical Catwoman book I would be reading, but it kind of reminds you of the Chuck Dixon back in the day, or Joe Duffy, or Solo series. No mention of Batman. Don't need it.
I looked through that.
Yeah.
I was not impressed with the art at all. I think that
it's the same art as we've been getting for the past 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That issue just didn't look. It looked too, I don't know, sketchy.
It's kind of like
Who is the artist on that?
On this right now, this is
that an intended pun or not?
No.
They even listed. That's what I don't like about it. There's no credits on the page. Ignazi, Ignazzi, They don't list in the. Yeah.
This looks like a far less talented Chris Samney.
Well, that's kind of been the thing. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Here's my thing: the art's semi decent, but the story's been good, and I'm happy to actually be able to read a Catwoman book. But I hear you though.
It's not bad. The art isn't bad enough to make me drop the book if I'm already reading it, but it's not good enough to make me pick up the book if I'm not already.
Yeah. But honestly, that's what a lot of the DC books and modern day books had come to this level of art. It's not like it was in the 90s and the 80s, even early 2000s, art. So, I mean, I'll take what I can. I mean, this is the art I've seen in Blake Northcott's books. So,
yeah, I just miss the days when, and I just gonna sound sexist.
Yeah.
But if you have beautiful, sexy female characters, give the book an artist that can draw them that way.
They fired all them.
Well, I know.
The Dave Hoovers, the Dan Stevens, Ed Benes.
Dave Stevens. But 2 of the 3 are dead.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But even if they're alive, they would not be working in DC or Marvel.
No, but yeah, Ryan Sook draws very attractive women. He's just drawing them in a Tom King book.
Yeah. Like I said, though, I'm happy that Selena's back to being Selena. All right, top 5. And it's kind of like you said. You talk about like the art not being that great. Well, the problem is that DC only has 1 or 2 good artists left. The rest of them left. They're at Ghost Machine. Number 5. It's okay. I like it, but I also realize it's not the best storyline. Mainly because I'm just done with Doomsday, but I'm imagine you read this, right, Breen?
I actually don't mind the way they're using Doomsday in this story. Yeah, my favorite part of the whole Superman thing right now is Lex, or should I say Lexi?
Lexi, because him and Marcy are dating.
But I said, I don't give 2 shits about Superwoman. I'm, like I said, I can take or leave the Doomsday storyline.
So
I want to see what happens with Lex.
They gave her Lois Lane a moment in here. Basically, this guy's like, hey, let us take Doomsday off of you. This whole society, and what do you matter, and so and they basically said, if you don't give us Doomsday, we're gonna just basically destroy your planet, after and then so basically the guy tries to appeal to Clark. Clark doesn't give a shit. Clark's like, I don't, because he doesn't trust him. What do you want Doomsday for? And the guy say, just give us Doomsday. Lois Lane basically, and it's because the guy's, because he says because Doomsday took her lives from us. I apologize, if I let my passion get the better of me sometimes. But he says, think on this, Superman. The aftermath of those made up of hundreds of survivors from Doomsday's attack. If you do not heed my demands, the onset of my army will rain on your world. It would be like anything you've ever seen. We know your power, but the destruction wrought by our duel will be cataclysmic. Now you may fight me and my army, but can you save everyone? Is one life worth of Doomsday? Who must make the ultimate sacrifice because of your choice today? And Clark replies back, I think about that every day. What worries me is that Doomsday was created to be a weapon, but I never learned for what. Why did someone need a weapon like Doomsday? The guy says, give me what I ask, and I promise you'll never have to worry about that monster ever again. You can live the rest of your life in peace. And Clark says that you can't kill him. He will only reborn and revolve stronger than before. What will you do with him? And the guy says, we have our ways. He will be put to good use. And then Lois says, well, there it is. You just gave yourself away. And the guy's like, perhaps our conversation is above your human mind. And Clark's like, oh, my queen totally gets it. Go ahead, Superwoman. He gives her a chance to shine. And she's like, I've interviewed royal families that date back centuries. I've interviewed hardened criminals on death row. And often the piece that becomes crucial, that part I would always uncover, is that people don't tell me, what they don't tell me. And you are not telling us a lot. He's like, you're going to give me Doomsday, or must I destroy everything you hold dear? And just like, it just felt like a lot of talking, not a lot happening in this book, But at the end, but towards the end, then they do fight. They call in Supergirl. They realize, hey, no, wait, we do have Supergirl here, and as a backup. Yeah, the part with Lex is probably, I agree, is the best part here. Right now, Doomsday is under the control of the Black Mercy, which is keeping him a dreamlike, a fantasy land state. For those who watch cartoon Superman, Justice League, where Superman was in a fantasy world where he never left Krypton. So this is how they keep Doomsday, and then because the guy takes Doomsday out of the device, crashes him.
See, I like trying to use the.
And then we get back to this. Superman is basically going red kryptonite rage. Something he basically was told he can if he does that, he's going to end up killing himself. Dying faster. This is because, and if you were those who read the Josh Williams series, this is the throwback to basically what the guys injected him with a red kryptonite mixture that it caused him to lose control of his powers. So I don't know. It's then we get a bro team up between Doomsday and Superman. Maybe you like that. I'm just not into that. You know. And then you get Silver Banshee hanging out with Jimmy because Jimmy wants to get a picture of Superwoman. He can never get one. And I don't. It's man. I don't know, man. It's not what I want. And then it ends with, "Are you Lois Lane? Can you do what is needed to save Superman's future?" So I don't know. Like, it could be better.
I agree. Something's not. I said,
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the best part, though. Jimmy talking to Perry out of this entire book is what I like the most. You know,
it seems like this series, this had two things about it that seems like it's to fundamentally change the perception of Lex, which I like because it's something new.
Yeah.
And it's the other thing is also something new, but it's almost like it's to elevate Lois Lane into the stratosphere and beyond, because not only is she the most powerful woman in the world, because she's more powerful than Wonder Woman now, and she's also the editor of the Daily Planet. I mean, I said that, she's Superwoman in and out of costume, and I was like, one of the cool things about Lois Lane was how accomplished she was, just being Lois Lane. But we'll see where we'll see where the I have no problem with her staying editor of the Planet, but I hope the powers aren't permanent, because that's
I'm waiting for you're gonna wait for Lex, or not Lex, but Lex is either gonna go do a heel turn, they'll do that, they'll just be stupid, or they're gonna bring Zod in, and Zod will somehow get his powers back eventually.
Well, there's a Lex Luthor special next week, written by Williamson, so I guess we're gonna find out.
I think actually next week is actually the Lex Luthor Superman magazine, the one that was delayed.
Oh, I don't know if I'll even bother.
Anyway, though, Evil Black Cat, what are you talking about? Was in Justice League. I know you and I did a retrospective, but what are you talking about as in reference to? Because I talked about a lot of things in the past 5 minutes. So, my Venkman and Zool, we covered the story that story is based on in one of our Friday retros. I only talked about Doomsday. We didn't talk about Doomsday in the Friday night retrospective. So if you can clue me in on that, cool. Alrighty. Number 4 for this week is Void Rebels. This was actually really good. I had fun with this. As we further the plots, we also have a death of a character, Skuxoid. It was great to know you, but now you're basically bacon. Oh, the Superman dream where he never left Krypton. But I see. I referenced the cartoon because that's where I know it more than comic books. The Black Mercy thing, that was Justice League Unlimited. It was then had Mongrel, or was it Mongrel or Darkseid in it? But anyway, getting back to this, Cobra Law has sent their initiatives or their crew to go into space, and search out this signal from Energon, and they come across the Skuxoid in the ship. He takes their ship. They battle. One of their members, basically his arm is cracked, and he can't breathe in the atmosphere, so he's basically left to die. They need to get out of there after basically, end up cutting the pig in half. So he is gone. The Lex story of this week is a shitty Valentine's Day special. It's not a story worth parroting. Yeah. Joshua Williamson running though, so could be good. Meanwhile, down in basically, I forget what the planet's called where they're on, but they basically it's the girl from this. I know it's Derek, and I can't remember what the other girl's name is, but she's been down there, in the ruins, looking for something and following it, and then she had this key, activates the computer, and it says, why have you done this thing? And it says she's like, I was lost, I was given the key, and I didn't know what I was doing. No one told me it activated anything. I was told the key would lead me to Zerta Tryon. And she's like, if you wish to locate Zerta Tryon, you have but to continue on your current path. And then basically it's like, I said, good day, sir. Good day. And the computer shuts off. It just basically leaves her there. Meanwhile, Derek is basically back on his own planet of the ring, because his ring is basically involved of two groups of people, but they are at war because the two leaders have been manipulated them, telling a lie, even though they actually are the same people, same race, with the diamonds in their forehead. At the end here, it's really cool because they actually you go back to, well, after basically, I'll just real quickly say this: Derek and this other guy who's been his mentor are secretly working for the other side, as far as trying to undermine the government. That that his father basically has been manipulating his corruption. Father learns about it and electrocutes both of them. Now they're held captive. Meanwhile, Handroid and the other girl are basically walking through until darkness. She comes across something, and she found. So now we know what it is. Zerta Tryon is basically a transformer. So that's how it ends. So we have a new transformer, and I'm curious to see what she turns into, or is she the giant planet? Is she basically like Unicron? But
Okay, I got this something in here real quick. Just went to the Oreo website and hit accept all cookies, and now we wait.
Really? All right. Number 3. Justice League Unlimited. Number 3. Very fun book. We're learning more about the kid we only know he's talking to somebody, but he's obviously must be a spy. His name is Airwave. He was one of the kids that was rescued on the island. There's this place of heroes that during Stargirl and the Lost Children. So we only know he's been talking to somebody. We don't know who he's working for, or whatever. But he's been hiding in the Justice League Tower in one of the walls in there. And Renee Montoya, because I refuse to call her the question because she's not the question. And as somebody pointed out, she should be called the answer. I think that might have been Amy. It's like, why is she called the question? Have her be the answer. She'd be the sidekick. The question and the answer. But yeah, so basically the kid gives a sad story, basically how he has nowhere to go. He's an orphan. He has been being out this place at time. He's been living in there, hiding out. With this cool scene here, which is a throwback to the animated series opening, where they show the heroes, the lineup. So, Airwave is Hal Jordan's nephew. Okay, I don't care. He's a useless character. What I wanted to point out, though, is that the Amazon is on fire. Breen? Somebody lit a forest fire in the Amazon.
Probably Amy.
Probably upset, yeah. Elongated Man has been working on there with Mr. Terrific on there. They're basically teaming up with the Red Tornado is basically been controlling the whole entire Watchtower. Like you said, this is a concept I've been wanting them to do in the comic books. They did in the cartoons back in the day, where they would deploy certain groups of heroes for certain problems. So each week you get, and I love this. Each issue I get a different team lineup here, going here. We get Stargirl, we get Wonder Woman, we got what's his name? Stripes. Captain sorry, not Captain well, fuck it. His name's Captain Marvel. Fuck you, Marvel. And then we get Star Sapphire. And then Wally West Flash in a red and black freaking ugly costume. And then we also get Because they find out it's magic, but they also get the Metal Men appear. So for those who like Metal Men make appearance. You also have Dr. Cult. And we also get Satana. And your parents in here as well. A little, hey, that's where Batman's been up to. Batman's been doing this. Okay, moving on. That's literally what it was for this book. Meanwhile, while this is going on, they have Plastic Man and his other friend basically switched powers. Her name's Linya. Linnya. But I guess he has phasing power. I'm not sure. Is that Shadowlance, I guess? But anyway, the Atoms are basically trying to help him switch her powers back. She's been hiding out, and they end up switch her powers back. I don't recognize her. Is she a Legion member?
She was one of the Terrifics.
Okay.
I think based on one of the old Legion characters.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
So in this series, basically, basically Plastic Man has a crush on her. I thought that, by granted powers, they'd be together, but instead she's like, yo, I'm out. I'm gone. And she says, what? I'm going back to my people. And then it's revealed who the big bad guy is. Well, not really, but he's basically cloaked in there. And I'm thinking like, oh, it's going to be Stephen Amell, the Spectre. But Airwave's helping out. And then we got that chick who has a soul sword. Remember we were introduced? Remember, I think her book got canceled. It was a miniseries or whatever. She was a new character they did last year. And Aquaman's been helping out. They realize that the whole thing is that they're actually not these entities are not trying to destroy the world, but they're trying to attack and control the green. So Aquaman goes over to basically Swamp Thing, tries to get him to help. We get an awesome art with Dan Mora drawing Swamp Thing, which is really cool. And then, Swamp Thing starts on fire, and it kind of leaves it like that. And then there's a preview for the Atom Project in the back. Basically, it's revealed that the Atom says, told Plastic Man, says, we have a way to basically switch everybody's powers back to their normal people all at once. But we need to test this out, But Melissa Wong, self-choice insert. I don't care. Was it Spirit something? Spirit Girl or Spirit? I can't remember what it was. But Phantom Girl is a character in the book. I guess, right? I don't know. She's not Shadowlance. All I know is she has phasing powers.
No, she couldn't get tangible in Terrifics.
Okay.
And the catch to that book was that they couldn't be more than a mile apart from each other, or it would kill them.
Here's the only thing I had with some of the writing. She's walking around with a dog in the beginning, and she confronts it says she's like, Blue Beetle's like, hey Renee, why the long face? She's like, knock it off, Ted. He's like, don't hurt me. I'm like, really? I don't see him being that much of a coward. And then she's got the dog helping her. They're walking around the watchtower base, doing patrols. Comes across, Oliver Queen, Black Canary. They have an insert joke. He's wearing the Batman thing as an apron.
Is this Justice League?
Yeah, Justice League Unlimited.
So is this Ollie the same one in his own book?
No, it's a different Ollie. I mean, he still talks to Black Canary, but I don't know why he's wearing his mask in this one. I thought everybody knew everybody's secrets and identities and stuff. I don't know, but the one it's in the. See, now here's the thing: if this was the same one that was in Chris Condon's, he'd be giving a lecture on her, and then it'd be a whole different story.
That's what I'm saying. DC's doing some better stuff, but they.
Yeah.
I wish that either company would pay a little bit of attention to continuity again, but that ship has sailed.
Plastic Man is not serious in this. He's humorous, and that was only a cameo. He's not in the entire books. He made a small cameo in this issue. He was serious, but he was also kind of humorous, too, when he gets his powers back. He liked the girl, and the girl basically said, Peace. You know that meme where the guy disappears? Yeah, she did that to him as soon as she got her powers back. Do they disrespect him? He's not in there long enough to disrespect him. All right. Number 2. This was fun. This is also a clickbait cover because I'm convinced that he does not know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And the reason I say this is because, well, he doesn't mention him being Spider-Man at all. He calls him Peter Parker. And right now, in January, the 31st of the month, it's snowing out, and there's a Spider-Man that's swinging through the sky. But it's not Peter. It's actually the Venom suit that he had going around. And it turns out it's not just a suit. It's actually his son. His oldest son, Richard, who basically has been the suit. Peter's been missing for a month. They haven't seen him. The last issue took place during Christmas. And he's basically talking to the suit, and the suit's, basically it's like, he's like, can't you track him? He's like, I offered to basically put a piece of myself into him, but he said that was creepy, and no. He's like, I don't want to, whatsoever. But he programmed me basically to take care of you guys. And I love how he's like, well, he's like, dude, you really fix the helmet when you do that. Like when he picks, shows his face, his son doesn't like it because he's like, you're not my dad. So then he decides to make his eyes black. He's like, better. He's like, no, that's worse. Humor. But then he's like, so he's better like this. He's put the costume on. He's like, sure, yeah, thanks. I understand why you do it to pretend to be like things are normal. But Dad's been gone almost 2 months. Actually, says it's a reminder that I'd rather you not pretend when it's just us. He's like, yeah, sure, of course. Your mom said the same thing. He's like, I'm sure he's like, what? I just thought about it, and Mom, there's not any. He's like, no. It's like, your dad told me not to touch your mom whatsoever, so they're not having any sexual relations whatsoever. Like the little humor in this. So you get to see the son bonding. He's also getting a taste of what his dad does, which is interesting. I would never would have thought that he would be in the suit, and going around patrolling. Like they talk about how they actually tackled and beat up a crook, and Richard's reflecting on it. He's like, I don't really know if this is right. I should be doing this or not. And he's like, and guys like, relax, you didn't hurt yourself. It's like a bonding moment, but it's not like his dad, father, son. It's a symbiote bonding moment. So meanwhile,
and the symbiote said that he wouldn't allow him to get hurt either. So
well, yeah. And then we get here to this the Lost World Jurassic Park, or the what is that? The Center of the Earth, Journey to the Center of the Earth. We get the Mole Man and Craven with the Mohawk, actually, which I like. And basically the Mole Man's like, hey, I like you, but why do you bring him down here? This is my domain. And then Mysterio says like, I'm Mysterio, and he monologues. Brain, I thought about this when I read this. He's like, I kept reading. He's like, what is ours is ours and his pleasure. It's like, and this basic Mysterio and this for shits and giggles interrupts them, and then we get to see. Basically, it's the most dangerous game. They're doing this. That's what they're doing. We got Peter and we got Harry Osborn having a food and stuff, and eating. Is like, Mysterio's like, I can assume that you kept them sedated. He's like, I did it first before I got to know them. Then there were other drugs to learn their hidden secrets and their greater truths, and of course, occasional bout of physical domination necessary in these captive situations. But now I'm coming up with something more effective. And Mysterio's like, what? These bomb collars around their neck? With what looks like a proximity sensor? He's like, yeah, it's a different kind of cage for a different kind of animal. He's like, and all this is what? A final meal before the hunt? He's like, of course, there is a way where things are done. After all, there's a sport and hunting a starving animal. And he says later, he says, I figured out who the goblin was before anyone else. Tracks are easy for a hunter, a few men to follow. He goes, Harry Osborn. If you don't know the name, I'm sure you don't know the company he owns. Oscorp is his own family, blah, blah. His wife is Gwen. You know. And Harry says, don't even think about hurting her. He's like, her fate is entirely in your hands, Mr. Osborn. And he's like, so then Mole Man's like, well, who is this? And he's like, this is Peter. This is Peter. Peter Parker with his perfect wife, Mary Jane, and his perfect children, Richard and May. Such a hard thing to hold on to perfection. So I want to see if he can, you know. So he basically doesn't know who that Peter Parker Spider-Man in this, which I thought was so. I'm so glad, because I would not want Peter to have his identity be public already with villains. So basically, the whole entire time Peter doesn't respond back to him, and he kind of like you kind of see Peter does like. He's not a scared little boy, even though he's never fought this guy before, and he's only been Spider-Man for about maybe a year, almost. And he's so they get dropped into their thing. Peter and him basically decide they're gonna try and survive on their own. The cars come up, and it just like because they thought it was gonna be a bomb thing censored them, but it turns out Kraven was just fucking with their heads. And then we get Jurassic Park with Raptors. And Peter Parker versus Raptors. Something I never would have thought I'd seen. So, interesting book so far. And then, like I said, we got the whole thing. We get where here's the problem we're going to run into. They're going to realize that, well, here's another thing that helps Peter's identity keep a secret, is that there's a Spider-Man he's seen swinging around. And who they runs into? Basically runs into the new Black Cat, introduce herself to basically who she thinks is Spider-Man, you know. So
is the Venom suit stretching out Richard to make him look like an adult, or
I'm guessing so?
Because it's like 4'5" Spider-Man running around.
Well, you see in the new Venom series where Dylan is the Venom.
I don't read Venom, but Dylan's an adult.
You've seen it on the show though, and Dylan's like 12 years old.
He is? I thought he was a grown-up son.
No, he's not. He's not a grown-up son.
I didn't know. Okay.
No, so he appeared in the Amazing Spider-Man book recently, and he basically put Paul in his place. I loved it. So that was, and other than that, though, basically it's like, yeah, it's so the suit actually makes him look pretty taller than he is. Which is perfect because it keeps him from guessing identity, But so far, this cat is just a normal black cat. Does not have bad luck powers that we've seen at all. But, so that was my number 2 book. Normally it'd be my number 1 book, but there's one book that came out that was really, really good. And it's Hyde Street. Not a book I thought it'd be like when I first came out as a preview of this. I was like, this might not be my thing. But turns out it's pretty good. And it has to do with Santa Claus. Well, not really Santa Claus, but some creep posing as Santa Claus. And basically, yeah, he robs a place, and leaves the kid crying. This is so cool. So basically, we get the Piranha people play on remember the little sea monkey people? And you see the Mr. Hyde looking, or Mr. X-Ray looking in tank and looking at the Piranha people. He drops a finger in there and they devour it.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, like I said, I love the little callbacks, the little advertisements this. And then basically Frankie is sent. We don't know if he is sent or whatever, but he's supposed to help out Mr. X-Ray because it's Christmas and help him out. He's told by the big boss to do it. Help him show the ropes. So they end up going after that Santa Claus criminal guy. And it just gets crazier and crazier by the moment. I'll kind of leave it at that. I'll let you guys, if you haven't checked this out, pick it up. I'm not gonna spoil the ending though, what happens. But I do introduce another character in this book though. I'll say that at least.
He needs a special.
He does. But yeah, I guess
he's going to be next week, next month. I think he's going to have it.
Yeah, I know, but
but I'm trying not to spoil it. But you can if you want to. I'm just saying. I thought that was a really good book. And then I do have a lot of back issues, but I'll wait. I will show off some other books that I picked up as well, real quickly. This was last week's, but I didn't have that cover. I ended up getting stuck with the connecting cover, so I was glad to see they actually got the main cover. So, which I love the 8 covers. Then I picked up this through Massive Pinup Apocalypse or Pinup Apocalypse. Decent art, 1950s. Two females are basically beauty pageant females are competing against one another, going head to head, and well, shit happens. Basically, it's almost like the DC romance. That's what it. Two girls compete against each other, and then they both like the same guy, and then zombie apocalypse happens, and then they're forced to team up with one another. Yeah. Like I said, decent art in here. I'm looking more to this. Massive has been pretty good. Like I said, I'm not sure. I want to say that Massive isn't a sub imprint of Mad Cave, but don't hold me to it. It might be. It might not be. But
it would probably say it's somewhere on the inside page.
But it's massivepublishing.com is where you can go to read more about them. Because I was looking to see, I don't see anything about Mad Cave. Maybe it's a new thing. It's owned by itself. But I thought, this is massive publishing. So maybe it's its own separate thing. Fun book though, and I got this a week early. I'll be revealing it next week. That way, everyone else can read it first. And then when it's back to my turn, we'll go over my books. So, let's go next.
You should get a couple more back issues. I don't think you have enough there, buddy.
Well, when they're $1 each.
Hey, I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying.
And they're books I need for the ones I'm actually grabbing. They're actually ones I need. So, heck yeah. Why not? So, who's going next?
I guess I can, because Breen usually doesn't have a whole lot of stuff. Usually, I don't know what he has. Oh.
He has something.
Might help if I did this. Okay, I have 8. Actually, there's another one in there. It was just the DC horror. I haven't read that one yet. So I'm not gonna... Huh?
DC horrors.
Horror. Okay. Number 8. Tin Can Society number 5. It's a pretty good book. Bunch of friends, bunch of kids become friends with a kind of a handicapped kid in grade school or middle school. He becomes this kind of a Tony Stark, brilliant inventor a la Tony Stark, but he also had leg problems, develops this thing, and becomes a superhero, and somebody kills him, so they're looking into that. Number 7. Hexiles, number 3. We already went over that one. So,
What are your thoughts on the book?
I liked it. It's pretty good. The art is a little rough for my taste, but it sort of suits the kind of the mood of the story, I guess. That's
I'll just say this. If it doesn't look as shitty as 30 Days of Night, then it's good art.
And that's one thing that really bugs me is that I don't like the art in that, and I see people defending it saying that it's good art. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
The 30 Days of Night one, not this.
Yeah, 30 Days of Night is horrific. That's not good art.
And also living up here, I wish I would have just done a tad bit of research into stuff like we don't have sheriffs and stuff like that.
Well, it's comic book land, man. We don't care if you exist. To spell it, it's a fantasy world.
Okay, number 6, and I have this a little lower than you did because I think this was the weakest of the ones so far, but it's only 3 issues in. Justice League Unlimited, but I did get this cover. It's kind of a cool cover.
What made you not like it as much?
Oh, it was just It maybe it's just me overreacting to stuff. It's the whole, throwing some environmental stuff in there, and they're just being a little weird. I don't know.
I the environmental thing is basically like, yeah, if the Amazon burns down, it'll affect the rest of the planet, which is true, I guess.
True. Yes, it is.
You know,
But they're just it's like shoving it in your throat. I mean, it wasn't bad. I just don't think it was as good as the other ones. But
you wanted more Montoya.
yeah, and her relationship. Yeah, no, never mind. 9, 8, 7. Number 6. And this is kind of annoying me that I think this is actually getting pretty good. Detective Comics 1093.
Ah, Tom Taylor.
I'm annoyed that I'm actually enjoying a Tom Taylor book that isn't deceased. But it's not bad. I mean, he's not doing...
Well, he does have a hit or miss record, for me at least. He did for Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man back when he was working at Marvel, and that was actually good. 12 issues long, but it was good.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to go to hell. I mean, I don't want it to, but yeah, I don't.
Well, if you want that, you got to read Colin Bunn.
Yeah. Yes, true, but that's just to go to castles, not hell. But 9, 8, 7, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, number 5. Richard Tracy. We got it, and I read it.
Nice.
I will wait for you to do that next week because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, Brain didn't get it either.
Yeah, so I just won't. I won't. But I figured if I bought it.
Well, you can at least say, was it really good, or is it?
Yes, it was good.
Okay.
That's
all we need to hear.
I think it's the penultimate issue of the storyline. I think this storyline wraps up next issue. I think, but it's got the who is it the Blank? I think it was they're calling him.
Yep, Mr. Blank.
Yeah, Mr. Blank.
What a horrible villain name.
I think it's sort of like
ladies love him.
It's sort of like a maybe their version of the Question or something like that, but just a bad one, a bad version, meaning evil, not bad, but
Yeah.
Now, number 3 and number 2, I had to decide, and I'm still debating on whether or not I have these in the right order. But number 3 and number 2 can switch. It doesn't. Number 3, and I'm having just as much problems pronouncing this as you do.
Oh,
Pinopocalypse. Yeah.
I don't know if I described it accurately. That's what I got from reading descriptions online about it. So
well, basically, and I've read it. So what it is this is her 18th. It's her 18th birthday.
Okay.
And it's on a Sunday. She really likes that dress. It's there. And her father, is at home and because it's Sunday, and he gives her some money to go up and get an outfit, and she winds up going to the store to check out this dress, even though she can't afford it. She runs into she's daydreaming about some guy that she saw that who freaked her out.
Clint
almost runs into another car because she was distracted, and that's the other woman that you saw at the end. Yeah, she was in a car with they're greasers, and and so they're yelling at her and all that stuff. But I like what they do with this because it seems like he's kind of making this a kind of a parody, or not a parody, but a
Night of Living Dead parody.
A satire or something of 50s lifestyle.
It's kind of like Fallout is 1950s. They're using that, and then they added to what happens if there's a nuclear war. This is kind of remember there's a game called Sub Zombie, which is the same thing. Zombies, the apocalypse happened in the 1950s.
Yeah.
You know,
But what I'm doing here, I mean by that, is he's just like uh, what I mean by the thing about the 50s. Uh, she comes downstairs and the mom's cooking breakfast and she says, they said happy birthday, and she says, I'm so glad it's Sunday and mom can spend the whole day cooking for us. And the mom says, oh, it's just like every other day to me because thank God I don't have a job. And the husband, he's it's right there, and he's just like
yeah.
saying, oh, good one, honey. Who'd hire you? Who'd hire you anyway? You're a woman. And so it's sort of like satire of the
Tongue in cheek.
50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, so
Like I said,
it's the Cleavers, but they're sort of satiring it. And
like I said, I'm curious to see where it's going to go with this book because of the zombie apocalypse at the end of the issue. It's just like,
yeah, and that's what kind of makes it cool is that you're expecting this, and boom, and it was. I really enjoyed it. It was
art's cartoony, but it fits the mood.
yes, and I I really didn't find anything wrong with it. I mean, it's not. The art isn't like super top notch or anything, but it's not. It's not sort of like what they had in Hexiles or some of this other.
Yeah, I was looking forward to grabbing it, and I'm glad that my shop had it because I normally those books like that don't really make it to my shops because they're so indie, and there's unless somebody asks for it, they don't order it.
Yeah, and I would have not have known about it except I was looking at the site you use on Tuesdays.
Oh yeah. So
I didn't know that existed until I started watching your videos, and so I'm looking at the stuff that's coming out. I saw that, and I was like, okay, I want to get that because I watched a few minutes of your video.
Yeah, because the cover, like I said, by the thumbnail, I was like, dude, that actually looks kind of cool. It sounded interesting. So that I was like, why not pick it up? Because I love zombie books.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did. This was,
All
and
right.
you're right. It's if zombie books, if they're done right, are good, and this one looks like it can be done well.
Good. Yeah.
If number 2 is anything like number 1, if it's the same or better, I'm gonna keep going.
That's my whole thing is like I don't feel like Walking Dead did zombies. After that, there's been maybe was it year 1 or zero year or something that came out, and then there was Zero Life. There was all these year 1.
Dead Day, I think it was Dead Day also.
Yeah.
Which was actually a good series. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
But
and there's a new one called Almost Dead or something like that. It's a new one.
don't know
like they're few and far between, but it feels like there hasn't been that many zombie books.
Yeah, and those are books that can either go really well or badly depending on who's writing it.
Well, they're indie books, and that's what we expect.
Yeah, well, indie books are also usually pretty good.
I think it was year 1 is I'm thinking of. That's what it was called. It was like
I seem to remember having that in my collection.
And I'm trying to remember who the writer was. It was someone actual known writer. God, but anyway,
number 2.
Ooh, yours was also number 2.
Yeah, and I was debating whether that could go this and that could switch positions.
I know what I know. That's Kai was too, but I was like,
they were just as they're even on that one.
I like it for different reasons. That's why. I mean, they could, yeah.
And we are the same.
Yeah, Ooh, we got the same cover.
Yes, and I mean, you might not like this, but so far we're only 3 issues in. But I think this is the best of the Ghost Machine books.
Really?
And that's saying a lot because
I know Jay loves Rook. I mean, I like Junkyard Joe. There's even a Junkyard Joe in one of the stockings in this book.
Yeah, I bought the Junkyard. I bought the Junkyard Joe. What was it, Junkyard Joe? The trade. I think I showed that to you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all good. The only one I don't get is the Rockefellers. I haven't got that one because I no interest. Okay. But then I did start picking up that Halo thing because Breen said it was good. I like everything that I've read, and this is, in my opinion taken as
The only two I did not pick up was I did not pick up the Hornsby Halo one or the Devour book.
Devour was ish.
Because I was like, man, I'm getting Geiger, I'm getting Red Coat, and I'm getting Hyde Street. I can't afford all these books. And then Rockefeller comes out. It's just like I'm like,
and I mean, Devour was just a offshoot of Hyde Street. It was a part of the Hyde Street.
Yeah,
and it was mid for a Ghost Machine book. Which, if it's mid for a Ghost Machine book,
I feel like if they do start collecting these, Devour will appear in a Hyde Street book. It'll be they do a hardcover or a trade.
Yeah.
It'll be an additional story. It'll pop up in there.
But I think it's just I think that just might be a one shot. I think.
Yeah, I think it is one shot. But I mean, that character has been described like that, and so she may pop up at Hyde Street again. Who knows?
And I know I showed these yesterday, but I wanted to show them to other people too, just in case. But I got the graphic DC Comics graphic novel collection, little Eagle Moss collections, hardback.
The Brouhaha.
Yeah, Justice League International Part 1 through 6. It's just Justice League number 1 through 6. Justice League International number 7.
You can watch us read on the channel here.
And then it also has Captain Adam number 83 from 1966.
Nice.
And Star Trek, the classic series. This is from the UK. This is part 2.
It'd be great if they in the UK version they use British slang.
Well, the fun thing was I started reading the they always have these little things at the beginning. This is part 2. This is book 2. They didn't have book 1.
Who does the intro? Is a famous actor? Is it Shatner or anybody?
No, it's let's see. I don't think it says.
No. Okay.
But they started doing this without having seen. All they saw was the ship and production stills. The show wasn't showing in England at the time, so they had to,
Yeah.
So they were saying, yeah, things are going to be a little different in this than the actual show. So they seem a little bit out of character.
Hyde Street Coffee. Yeah. And I'll piggyback after that, and I'll reply with, did you know that Common America has their own coffee mugs you can buy through iconic.com? Yeah, those are kind of cool. You get Black Hops coffee mug.
Well, I know that they have like the Batman stuff like coffee because Bueller has his bunch of different coffees.
Is he still doing videos?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't watch him as much, but he still does it.
Yeah, I'm not subscribed anymore. I don't remember I ever was, but yeah. So he's shown up, I think, on E's chat. I don't think he's ever showed up in our chat here, but good guy. I mean,
he's been going through some stuff lately.
Yeah, I know it. So I was wondering if he took a break for a while and just
he did. He took it for like a month or two and stuff, and then he's back.
All right, cool.
And a couple more things have happened too. So he's just getting life has been kicking him in the balls lately. So
that's how it goes. I mean, one thing happens, and then another thing happens, and because you're doing the one thing, you collect the other one, and then you gotta like I said, it's when it rains, it pours.
Yep. Anyway, that's it.
Alrighty. Then we get to the young man over here, freshly shaven.
Yep. Every time
I see you, get your clean shave. You're a little younger. You got the hair is getting darker. Where I'm getting older with the white.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of gray. Okay, number 6, Epitaphs from the Abyss.
Oh, we got the alternate cover.
Yeah. Finally a semi-memorable story.
Nice.
This guy, this insane guy, just kills strangers and buries them in his backyard. And one day, while he's burying them, he strikes oil. So he moves all the bodies and thinks he's in the clear. And something happens, and they basically dig up all the bodies. So it's like a whoops. Yeah, this was probably the best one I've read so far of this.
Is that because Chris Condon's on the book?
No, he wrote the second story.
Okay.
He wrote the one. Let's see what happened in his. About a girl that gets revenge on a guy for stealing her script.
Yeah.
It wasn't all that great.
Brain is Dorian Gray, and RVD is his painting.
Yeah. Number
Dorian
5.
Gray, isn't that the Lady Gray?
No, the story of a guy who kept eternal youth by he had a portrait of himself in the attic of his house, and the portrait aged while he stayed youthful.
I did not get that book. Didn't have my shop, but I did read it online though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I guess this. We get more information about the guy that used to be bad, but now is good. And
Yeah.
this guy is on his way someplace, and
Cordelia's on her third boyfriend she slept with.
Yeah, and he overtips the cabbie by a ton. He goes, "I can't take this," and he goes, "Oh, I don't have time to spend anyway." And then he walks out. He goes, "And you're not going to have time either."
I know, right?
So he goes, and I guess this temple, and they
little Billy's in there. No.
Yeah, they summon something that I guess they're gonna go
Bring
after.
They end apocalypse. They're trying. Yeah, they're the
bring
Fellowship of the Bell. That's what they are.
Yeah, bring about the apocalypse. And
So we get closure more on why they've been going around kidnapping, killing children, mutilating and stuff. It's that basically that way they can create this darkest magic. Not even the good magic can stand up against you. So it can summon. It creates this bell, and then they ring it. And then he shows like in the distance, the solar system, the dark clouds kind of come, and like it's Galactus. No, but
number 4, Exiles. We've talked about that, and so we learned more about Jameson Creel.
Do you know what's missing from this cover? This book. I want the coins. Give me the coins that go with the book, and that'd be polybagged. Awesome.
But yeah, it's progressing fairly nicely. I mean, I said they're going to go fight for their souls that they basically had taken away from because they were promised by their corrupt as hell dad.
Does this remind you of a Blumhouse movie?
I would have to see a Blumhouse movie first.
A Blumhouse movie was the new Invisible Man. They came out a couple years back. I
didn't see any.
They're the new like low budget horror movies.
Number 3, Superman. Like I said, I'm already over Lois, but I want to see what happens with Lex. I hope he doesn't do his heel turn in the special next week, because if and when he does, there's nothing special about him anymore.
You know what I'd rather have right now? Jimmy Olsen, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, have his own issue series.
Well, we had that, and it was Jimmy liked it, but it was dreadful. It was Matt Fraction. That is Matt Fraction-y.
We don't have Matt Fraction anymore. I think he's done with comic books.
Anyway, like I said, we'll see what happens next week, at least to find out more about what's going on with Lex. But number 2, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Whoa.
We've talked this issue through pretty thoroughly.
Favorite part?
I didn't really have a favorite part. It's this, I liked it. This is, certainly not the best issue of this I've read, but I'm curious to see how they're going to get out and like when Spider-Man busts out the powers and whatnot. See how they survive that.
Because that's what I was afraid of. Like they're going to have it be like, oh, he already knows you're Spider-Man. But even if he did, it'd be great because, like, dude, he can't be Spider-Man. Spider-Man's in New York right now.
And number 1, make it a clean sweep. I was enjoying this book, but I still had Ultimate Spider-Man in the lead until Double M showed up. And I thought, man, I did not see that coming.
Nope.
And
neither did I.
Now I want to learn more about this character next month. This is just such a unique, depraved little world that they're building here. That I think this is my second favorite Ghost Machine behind Redcoat.
Yep.
Yeah,
Same here.
I know most people go back and forth between Rook and Geiger because way more people are fans of dystopian futures than I am.
Like I said, for me, Geiger's in fourth place. I like the Rook being third. You know.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what order I have, but I really do. Hyde Street is it's a legitimately good horror book, and
It's
Yeah, I'd put Geiger down in fourth too. I mean,
it's better. I mean, Hyde Street is better than any of the so-called EC revival titles.
I was gonna say it reminds you of them taking the old EC classic, or even Tales of the Crypt, but having it all connected together instead of being standalone issues.
Well, yeah. So this is. I mean, maybe that's an unfair
It's
comparison.
like
because
Kolchak solving a mystery and Vincenzo remembering it.
those the EC books are anthologies.
Yeah,
This is a continuing story. My favorite all-time continuing story horror title has always been Tomb of Dracula.
Yep.
Last issue came out 46 years ago now. So it's about time that we got something. Night Force was a pretty good horror title, but there aren't that many continuing horror titles, especially not now because they're all miniseries. This has potential to, really be something, and I'm looking forward to the next issue. And another thing, and I said the latest EC reprint came out this week.
oh, I think do I have that one?
This
I've
is
got
volume 5. I'm about halfway through the third issue.
What numbers does it collect? See in the back at all?
Yeah.
In the 40s?
No. Damn, I can't read them. It doesn't say.
Oh.
But I'll just go to the.
Yeah, sometimes on the back they'll tell you like exactly.
Yeah, 41 through 46.
Okay.
I
was gonna say it has to be there in volume 5. They usually do what like.
Well, and this didn't start with number 1, so.
Oh, okay.
But Bruce Campbell writes the foreword.
That's cool.
And it turns out he said, "I'm actually a pussy." He said he said if I had read an EC comic as a child, it would have been instant need for new underwear. It's very, very. It's funny.
Yeah.
That was Tales from the Crypt 5. You have?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I have the latest one I have, which I'm reading right now, is 4, and I'm almost done with it. I was going to try and finish it tonight.
Yeah.
So I just wouldn't.
Yeah, 5 came out this week. Yeah. All right. Any back issues at all, or is that it?
Oh no, I have none. So.
All righty
Give
then.
yourself the big stage again and
go with camera and hide. All righty then. Now is the time where we show off the back issues. You guys take a little nap. All right. Starting off. Cyborg tells Teen Science Spotlight. There's still a few bugs in the system.
Yo, look, Beast Boy up on the cover.
I know, right? I know, right? And me. So I saw this and reminded me of the mustache when we read it 2 nights ago. But as Gillis, Artis, and Tanghal. I don't recognize any of the names. Probably should.
Romeo Tanghal was George Perez's anchor on the Wolfman Perez Titan series.
And then I saw this, and I picked this up. I probably picked it up multiple times. This next one, I probably have it. But it's such an awesome issue. So if you don't have The Adventures of Superman, part 2 or 3, they first meet in post-crisis.
It's actually a trade, too.
Yeah. I can't find the trade. If I find the normal trade, I will get it. But so I saw that. I was like, oh, that's really cool. So then I'm going through and I'm like, these are all $1, but I went my dollar bins at my shop. And I came across 3. So Back from the Dead, Wonder Man. This is one I remember him where he's just energy. Gerpisek going on here with Perez doing the art. Then we had number 4, so I had to get number 4. So everyone tells you this is a really good series. Trusty told me it, and so did
Maranya. Is a huge fan of it. I liked it.
Yeah, number 5. So, and I love the font. I love the name font, though. I love that how the logo. So, number 6. Steve having his triangle shield. Number 1. So, number 7. So I got a little run here, missing a couple issues. And if you want a time of reference when this came out, when Small Soldiers came out, that's how old this book is. And also, I just realized that I got that awesome milk mustache cover. Dang. Alrighty. And then number 8. Triathlon's coming through. I wonder if he's still around. Probably not. And cool. Then I was like, you know what? I'm always looking for more stuff, especially when it comes to Christmas stuff. So I got my Silver Spectacular for $1. So, and then when I see one, I gotta grab another. So, and then I love this cover too, number 27. So, but I love it. Like little guys, Jug gets freezing. Archie's like, I'm warm though.
Mm.
So I figured I might as well grab this cover before it jumps up in value for some reason. And then some Riverdale High. Short-lived series. They're so sad. I just love it. It's like, Archie, see if Betty has any special quests. And she's like, he's taking care of that right now. So I love these little things. And then he has a guy down there. Archie salutes Anchor of the Month, Rudy Lepic. He's like George Bush Senior. First issue of Heathcliff. Funhouse. Did not even know it existed until I came across it. So, like I said, it was $1. Number 42 of Heathcliff. So, and then number 2 of 3 of Green Hornet, Solitary Sentinel. Some 90s Green Hornet. And then part 3. So I'm missing issue 1 of this series. And then just like that, I'm also missing number 1 of this series. I started with 2. So I got the Chuck Dixon Green Hornet series. It's number 2 and number 3. So 4. God, I've almost a complete run. 5. And we got 6, 7, 8. Then we got 9, 10. Like I said, someone just gave away their whole entire collection of Chuck Dixon and Green Hornet. 11. 12. 13. And 14. So I got 2 through 14 of that. And then I came across, I'm not sure if this is the same series or not, but it's Green Hornet number 23. It's a free hologram credit card in there. And the card's actually in there. I thought it was kind of cool. So, and then I got 38. So, and then move these out of the way. Hex. I've never heard of the series before, but apparently it's Fleischer on it. It's issue 14 of Stiletta, and it's supposed to be Jonah Hex.
It's Jonah Hex in the future.
Yeah, it looked interesting, so I was like, "Dang, I'll check it out." All right, number 19. I think I had this cover. I'm not sure. It wasn't marked in my late Con Geek, so I picked it up. Number 44. Beer was only 5 cents back then, guys. Whiskey, 25 cents. Jonah Hex getting a wedding present in issue 45. Scalp Hunter's back. Number 47. Jonah Hex. I had no idea that he even took a wife in the series. That's interesting. Number 40 or 54. Strap tightening around your neck and every turn. Adios, Hex. Throw him in the well. El Papagayo returns. It says more new pages. And then we got 55. So then we have 60. Yeah. Number 61. This one was only $1 at my store. Couldn't believe it. I was like, what? $64. Violence and madness explode in the streets when Jonah seeks the pearl. I guess that's the girl's pearl. All right, 65. And then running it with 66. So, just been filling in my Jonah Hexes as much as I can. Get these. Then I guess whatever the rest of them, I'll have to look up on eBay, find out where they are. That's it for back issues. Like I said, I don't know, like $50 kind of on there.
I'm guessing you're probably over halfway finished with Jonah Hex, are you?
I have not started them yet. I'm collecting all of them.
No. So I bet you've got over half of them by now, don't you?
Oh, let me look actually on my actual thing here. It will no. Let's see. Jonah Hex. Jonah Hex. I still have 60 of them I need to get. 60 out of 92.
Oh, wow. Well, you're a third of the way there.
Yeah. There's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, I am watching Gutfeld. The sexiest woman in the world's on tonight.
Oh, AOC, right?
Charlie Arnold.
Yep, Charlie Arnold. She's almost. You know who my favorite is. I mean,
Yeah, but you know why I like Charlie better?
Why?
Sports.
Okay. But hey, cheerleader, man, cheerleader.
I know, but Charlie Arnold knows her sports. Emily doesn't. She cheered him.
Yeah, but it's all down to a matter of preference. They're both really cool.
Oh yeah, I said Charlie's everything Emily is, and a sports fan.
Yep.
So that's that for someone like me, that would be
as if either one of us would have a
right.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. If we lived in a world where we had a shot at that, I said I could talk sport. Of course, you might. Well, no, you weren't watching that. Charlie used to work for WWE. She was one of the backstage reporters.
Yeah,
Charlie Arnold.
Yeah, she was Charlie Caruso. Then.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and
little Puerto Rican girl or something.
And now she's and her background is MMA. And
then she went to ESPN, didn't she?
Yeah, and then she was too conservative for them, so they
kicked her out. Yeah.
She went. Well, so no, she went to Outkick.
So they pulled a steal on her.
No, they didn't kick her out. She left of her own accord.
Oh,
but yeah, she works for Clay Travis now.
Who's pretty cool.
I was joking, but apparently, yeah, it's I guess.
She's not as hot as everyone says. She's okay. I mean, again, as if I'd actually have a chance, but she's not ugly, but she's not super.
There's
attractive.
A lot of good-looking girls that will basically murder you in your sleep.
Oh, there's a lot of just people in general that would. I think a couple of them might be in this chat with us right now, but that's meaning.
I guess she's very attractive. She's just nuts.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a lot of them are. Alrighty though, but that should be it. Englentine had said he wanted to join, but
guess who they just announced? They announced for our Comic-Con up here.
Claudia Christensen?
No, it's an actual artist, or maybe
Riley Rossmo?
No, Mustafa Mousa. He's been here before, but he's coming back again.
Mustafa Ali?
I have no idea who that is.
Let me see if I can.
Oh, have a good night, Brian. If you're still here.
He's probably asleep by now.
Yeah. I don't want to do people in. The main reason I look horrendous in orange. Marani, you're implying that you get caught. As far as we know, that you haven't. Alaska has conventions, yes. AA programs.
Which I don't go to because there's no point.
Well, it's hard to get to them in the snow.
What snow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What snow? He lives in the tropics of Alaska.
Okay, that guy right there.
Okay, but what books has he worked on?
They've got some thing of Venom fighting Carnage in the background.
Not Max Carnage, obviously, but what I would say look him up on Link Comic Geeks. So it pops up. What's his name?
Mustafa Mousa. Mostafa Moussa. He's worked for like a ton of publishers. The Big Two, Dynamite, Zenoscope.
Ibrahim was Mustafa? Oh.
Mustafa Mousa. MA.
House. Available for rate. Okay, here you guys.
MOSTAFA, and then
Yeah, I
MOU.
found him. He does inking stuff. Yeah, he has his own website. Uh, let's see here. Looks like he does his covers.
I've got a couple of pieces of. I've forgotten that he'd been here before, but I have a couple of pieces of his work in here.
He's an inker.
Yeah.
Godzilla, 2015, 2019. Did a lot of inking on Godzilla of Complete Rulers of the Earth. Or Rulers of the Earth was the thing he was on doing inking on that. Also worked on Siphon, which is an image book. I think it has been. I think that might be Jason Aaron. Not sure who that is. And then, yeah, Red Sonja, Age of Chaos.
Yep, Lucen. This is our. They had to cancel a couple years for COVID, but they've been going on since like 17 or 18. I've met Sam Jones. He was the first year. Michael Bean. That really smoked Biling. It was real cool.
Wait, did he?
A few other people.
Oh, okay. So he worked with Pablo Villalobos, did a Hispanic Heritage Month cardstock brand for the Green Lantern book that came out on number 3. So, but yeah, okay. He's I guess, D-list artist. I guess that level. He's just anchor.
I mean, we can't. It's they're still fairly new. I mean, I think the biggest name we've had up here so far is Aaron Lepresti, and he was here the first year.
I mean, this guy's been around since 2005, 1999, doing stuff. But I mean, it's all been minor stuff. Demon Slayer, M3 Image, Iron Wings was another one. Penny Farthing Press, company Decoy Methane's game. Tales of the Thing from Marvel Comics back in the day. Marvel Age Fantastic Four.
Tales of the Thing.
Yeah. Marvel Age Fantastic Four, Tales, Clobbering Time. Yeah. Jubilee, the Marvel Age one. So yeah, he hasn't. Tales. Yeah. Wow, Mirage Studios had the rights to Ninja Turtles for a while. Huh. From 2004 to 2010.
I guess he says he's been talking to. I know the guy that puts it on. He says he was talking to Ed Brubaker, and who's it? Not Antos.
Like, this guy's just an inking for variant covers. He's never really. I don't think he's ever done any interior.
I think he says something about either Antos or who Gail Simone, or one of the two. I think talking about both of them coming up, but I guess he has to work on them because we haven't had any super big names or anything. But I'd love for Brubaker to come up, not Simone or Antos.
I wonder if a lot of people are afraid to go up there because they don't want their flights to be canceled. Get stuck in Alaska.
Well, no, he can get some good deals from people because a lot of people, they charge a bunch of money. Some of these people will reduce their rates because they've always wanted to come up here, so they'll come up here for cheaper because it's like on their bucket list. And he also sends them on like tours. They'll send them out, like doing some glacier cruises and some halibut fishing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're up here for about a week.
You want to go? You want to go a tour of Alaska?
It's not like they're being forced.
There's some more snow.
They want the.
I know, but it's like.
I mean, it's not.
It's like me going to Alaska. It's like I have snow every year almost. It's like
it's in April, so we're just.
What I love is when the comedians who live, where it doesn't snow, come up here to Minnesota and Wisconsin and all that stuff, and they're like, "How do y'all live up here?" That's my thing. I love that shit.
Henry Rollins came up here to do one of his little talks a few years ago.
His talks.
And it was in like January or something like that, February, and it was like this was one of the years where it was like 20 below. And he had said he just wanted to go out on a walk and he didn't take a jacket out there. And so he was talking about, he's like, holy shit.
David Spade came out here and he said he's like, he had problems with his heater in his hotel and it wasn't working and all that stuff. And then the guy comes up and he's like, you ever have that where a guy comes in to fix something? And he goes up there and makes it look like he's doing something, but he spends 45 minutes on it and he says like, I don't know. It's like, he's like, oh, did you fix it? He's like, we'll see.
Nope.
Let's do 30 minutes. He's like, gee, I feel so confident. Thank you for showing us and wasting our time.
Every time I call the people here about my heat in my apartment.
So and then David Spade, he said he learns that he's like, yeah, and then I was just Googling, you know, just for the heck of it, I was bored, whatever, you know. And he's like, oh yeah, I learned that I'm in the hotel that's haunted. Thanks. Should have put that on the website. So he's like, if I get murdered, you know, now you guys know what happened to me.
He would be his assistant. So,
but yeah, it's the most uncomfortable thing during winter. He's like, I'm freezing my ass off. He's like, I have no heat in my room. I'm just covered up, you know. It's like, and I look like freaking ET. So, yeah, it's like I said, I've only seen a few comedy acts here. I was happy to see the David Spade one, and then the other one I got to see part of that David Spade was the Pabst Theater. He had Chris Farley's brother. He's a stand-up comedian too, as well.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But I actually got to see David Spade opening for Dennis Miller in Seattle.
That's cool.
And it was 90 or 90, late 90, early 91, because that's when I was based in Bremerton.
Dennis Miller would have been fun to see, and Richard Lewis as well.
Yeah, this was before Dennis Miller kind of switched sides, but he was still funnier than hell.
What do you mean switch sides? Like
he was a little bit more liberal at the point.
Oh yeah.
But he was still funny as hell.
Yeah, I honestly wish he would do some more stuff. Like, you know, I don't know if he's still doing a podcast or whatever, or he's doing whatever. The last I ever saw him was on Lights Out with David Spade.
I saw one thing where it was Dennis Miller and what is his name? The Norm Macdonald. That was probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It was just, even Dennis couldn't control him.
Like I said, my favorite time to see is when you had Norm Macdonald be on there with Kevin Nealon, and then you'd have sometimes they'd have Colin Quinn would pop on there, you know, and David Spade, you know, and hosting, and just, you know, the whole Dana Carvey basically saying, it's like, you know, he was imitating. He's like, you know, because Dave's like, you know, he's like everyone loves because you know all the different accents. He's like, and Dana's like, don't sell yourself short. He's like, really? It's like, you got things, you go with the little and a little noise you make and stuff. It's like, you know, it's cute and stuff.
I actually saw one of the weekend updates where Dana Carvey, or was it Spade? It was Carvey, I think it was, doing Dennis Miller in front of Dennis Miller. They were kind of, you know, that was actually pretty funny.
Well, yeah, on one of the Lights Out episode, David Spade he's hosting it, and I think it was on Comedy Central. Dana Carvey actually did David Spade in front of David Spade. He's like, no, stop it. It's not cool when you do it. It's really cool when I do it. But like I said, I love Kevin Nealon. Kevin Nealon's fun to watch. He does that hiking thing on YouTube, and he takes celebrities with him. He's had Conan O'Brien on there a few times. Trying to think who the other one I was thinking. Paul Rudd is on there too.
Is he actually funny?
Paul Rudd, I like Paul Rudd. He's a down to earth guy. He's not a crazy person. He's not Ben Stiller's.
Yeah, Ben Stiller's about like 2 feet tall.
Ben Stiller is kind of stuck up. But anyway, though, that's kind of it for tonight. Then I guess I don't know if there's going to be a cover ranking tonight.
I don't think there is.
I don't think there is either, because I can't remember when he said he was going to do probably Friday night.
I don't know.
So my plans for Sunday have changed again. Well, I will be here on Sunday then for the readings.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm having issues. Well, not issues. Someone, a family member, on my brother-in-law's side is just recently passed away. We had no idea. They had to get her in the hospice care. Is his mom, and they didn't know how long she was going to live. So originally, my birthday party for my niece and my mom was supposed to be back on the 12th. Then it got scheduled to this Sunday, but then the mother-in-law just took a turn for the worse. So I'm pretty sure she passed away. There was no confirmation, but pretty much she was towards the end. Her health declined instantly, because she has bladder cancer, pretty much.
Ooh.
And she's had an infection for the past year, put it off because she's afraid of going to the doctor. It got worse, so they didn't catch the cancer until,
So she kind of Hansened it then, huh?
kind of. She's 86 years old, had cancer twice before that.
Well, hey,
Not
that's
afraid to go in. Her
pretty
husband died
tough
of a heart
broad
attack.
if you actually think about
She
it.
watched her husband die of a heart attack while having cancer on top of that too. It's But E just woke up plus the StreamYard account issue. Well, I don't know. Maybe people want to do a hangout. Who knows? I don't know. But until then, I hope you guys had fun and be tuned. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll go live on the channel, do a chill stream. I don't know. But I want to keep this one shorter because this is just basically about the comic books here. So I don't see you later on tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the readings, which will be at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. Take care, guys.
Good night, kids.
Stay
Good night,
safe
kids.
and stay warm. And if you see snow outside, don't go outside. Just stay inside. Don't look at it.
Weenies.
Well, it's hard. But anyway. Oh yeah. Let me pop this up here. Check out the Ko-Fi link.
I was wondering why you hadn't put that up, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, thank you. You're a good friend. Yeah. If you want to help the channel, you can help donate. Go to ko-fi.com/puppeteen. All the money goes to us versus where if you just donate a super chat, YouTube puts it in limbo until we get $100. Yeah. Thanks, YouTube.
Woo-hoo.
But
Me as a kid.
random.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Chris Hansen? No, it's kidding. Yeah, it's me as a kid. Yeah. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys picked up this week. I didn't see anybody in the chat. I don't know if Undead Kun was here or not tonight. Usually you guys will see like which you picked up.
Didn't
Stuff.
see him.
Well, but so Cheeseburger and Comics. Brian was here. Marani is here. Eva Black Cat, very talkative tonight. One Slick Dude. Trying to see Jay's obviously here. Mark McGrath, what's up? Liking that Bizek and Perez, fantastic. Season. I think that's it though. If I overlooked anybody, I apologize. But yeah, getting it right here. See you guys later.
Adios.